Tonight, D.C. police are investigating after shots rang out outside a nightclub in Northeast. 5 people were shot and rushed to the hospital.
Denise Lewis George explained why she voted no, pointing to the federal surge.
This is why we cannot continue to implement tools or solutions that increase surveillance and invite more policing of our kids right now in this moment.
And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, several days ago, we brought you a story about how in Washington, D.C., after the federal surge, which seemed to have crime was already coming down, but the federal surge seemed to have brought the crime way down. And now it seems like it's rebounding and it's going back up, y'all. So what the heck is going on? Just a couple of weekends ago, I think there were 7 different shootings with 12 people being shot. And then this weekend, 5 people shot in another mass shooting. You've had teens running wild. You've had the mayor who's had to call a snap curfew and battle it out with the city council, who has been very reluctant to give her curfew powers on a permanent basis. And that's a fight that's ongoing as of right now. You can see the chief of police on the screen right now. She's been practically begging for that curfew for the teens, y'all. But I don't think it's just the teens who are out here causing a ruckus. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. And so, y'all, what we're going to do today, we're going to take a look at this latest mass shooting. We're going to take a look at this back and forth over the teen curfew and the craziness that the teens exhibited where they were running from the National Guard. And we'll see how the battle for the curfew went, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're going to feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is going to go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story.
Tonight, D.C. police are investigating after shots rang out outside a nightclub in Northeast. 5 people were shot and rushed to the hospital early this morning. Fox 5's Nana St. Yobonsu is live off Bladensburg with the very latest on the investigation. Nana?
Hey, Katie, good evening. So like you mentioned, we're on Bladensburg Road. This is just blocks away from New York Avenue. To my left right here is actually the WMATA bus depot. This is the Bladensburg location. And then we're going to pan over here to the left. This is where police are investigating the shooting on the 2200 block of Bladensburg, right outside Power Nightclub. Just before 2 a.m. this morning, 5th District officers rushed to this area about a shooting with multiple victims. When they arrived, they found a total of 5 people with gunshot wounds, all adults, 3 men and 2 women. We're told they're all expected to be okay, but right now there is a search for the suspects, who we're told was last seen leaving the scene in a gold sedan car. Now, we did speak with a neighbor who has lived in this gateway community for decades and has watched crime get out of control. She did not give us her name for safety. She woke up to the gunshots early this morning.
This is something that happens frequently. Maybe not as many people get shot, but we hear shots around here all the time. I hope to see that they close the club down. I really do. And I speak for a lot of people in the community.
Now, on your screen is Ring camera video. Moments after the shooting, you can see a number of MPD cars on the woman's street. The neighbor, again, did not want to be identified for safety reasons, but says she has been dealing with an increase of crime on her street.
So there you can see that 5 people were shot over the weekend. But don't forget, so that was this past weekend, right? And don't forget, just 2 weekends ago, y'all, just 2 weekends ago, 12 people were shot. As I said in the intro, 12 people were shot in 7 different shootings. So it seems like, I don't know, y'all, this isn't the norm for DC, where you have 2 weekends with mass shootings back to back.
New details on a very violent night in the district. In D.C., in just the last 24 hours, 12 people were shot, including a 5-year-old, in 7 separate shootings. At this hour, we've not learned of any fatalities, but some victims we know were listed as critical. 5 of those victims were hit in a shooting near Howard University right after HU's beloved Homecoming Yard Fest.
Now, all of this comes with a backdrop of teen takeovers in D.C., y'all, where, I mean, just look at these crazy images where teens had decided they were all going to group up. This is once the curfew came off, okay? So they had a curfew, and according to the chief of police, these takeovers weren't happening. But once the curfew expired, the teens were like, oh yeah. And just take a look at the backdrop. A couple of days ago, the DC City Council had to vote for another temporary teen curfew, and it passed by the hair on his chin, y'all, by the skin of his teeth. As you're going to see, there are council members who are opposed to having teen curfews, even though it seems like it's working, even though it seems like it's keeping people safe. Somehow they're saying that the federal law enforcement surge is a good reason not to have a teen curfew, y'all. I don't know. This news report didn't really provide enough commentary for me to totally understand that thought process. Seems like two different things, one being federal law enforcement assistance, or you can call it, as the councilwoman said, an occupation. Still don't know why that means you should just let teens be out taking over the streets at all hours of the night. But yeah, it did pass, but there was some stiff opposition.
Some D.C. leaders are pushing to keep youth curfews in place after hundreds of teens took over D.C.'s Navy Yard neighborhood on Halloween night. D.C.'s mayor declared a public emergency, which gave the police chief the authority to implement juvenile curfew zones. Well, the D.C. Council voted today to extend that authority for another 3 months. As News 4's Mark Seagraves explains, the debate over these curfew zones is far from over.
Scenes like this that played out last Friday at Navy Yard led Mayor Bowser to declare a public emergency. Bowser and Chief Pamela Smith have been vocal for weeks, urging the council to extend the chief's authority to declare curfew zones for juveniles. Today, the council voted once again to give that authority to the chief on a temporary 3-month basis.
The ayes have it. Madam Secretary, you'll record Council members Lewis George, Robert White, Tran White, and Nadeau as voting no.
Christina Henderson was a swing vote on this issue today. Last month, she voted to oppose giving the chief the authority. Today, Henderson changed her vote to yes, paving the way for council approval.
I'm going to support the legislation today. I opposed it in the prior legislative meetings, in part due to it was a successive emergency, which locked the community and the public out of the ability to be able to participate. I also felt like the executive had not made a compelling enough case to say why an extended curfew was necessary.
Councilmember Janice Lewis George explained why she voted no, pointing to the federal surge.
Since August, things have changed. Federal troops have been patrolling our city. My constituents call me every day overwhelmed and terrified by the increased law enforcement presence. This is why we cannot continue to implement tools or solutions that would increase surveillance and invite more policing of our kids right now in this moment. This city is occupied. Like, let's not mince words about it. It is occupied. And I think we are taking a huge risk with young lives by voting yes on a curfew right now. This morning, I asked if we could be sure there would be no federal involvement in enforcing the curfew, and the answer was no.
The chief previously declared 4 juvenile curfew zones under the emergency: Union Station, Navy Yard, U Street, and Banneker Rec Center. All of those zones expired on Sunday. Today's vote means the chief will be able to create additional zones as soon as Mayor Bowser signs the legislation.
So yeah, y'all, looks like DC, they're trying to keep things under control, keep things under wraps. I personally feel like if this crime continues to surge, if you keep having these mass shootings, somebody's going to ask Donald Trump about this in one of these press conferences, and you know what's going to happen next. He's going to send in more people. So I think that the DC authorities are going to do everything they can to get this under control. Again, they did pass the curfew again, and I'm not sure that would have prevented the mass shooting that just happened at the nightclub. But yeah, we'll see what happens from here. We'll certainly keep you updated, y'all. So let me know, do you think the DC authorities with this new curfew power are going to be able to lock this down? Or is this just like a rebound of the crime that didn't happen when the surge originally hit the streets? Is this just the crime that would have happened without the surge just happening now, y'all? What do you think about this? Let me know. Drop a comment down in the comment section, y'all. But before you do, please stop. Hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all go down. Also check out our Patreon. We just started it, y'all. You can be one of our founding members, the first 222 people. Click the first link in the description and check us out. All of the proceeds from the Patreon are going to be going to providing scholarships to people who want to work in the legal field. So y'all come on, join up with us. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. We'll see you back in the next one.